What's going on, guys? Welcome back to the Debt Network, the Debt Show. I'm here with DJ Sincere,
What up? What up, peoples?
all right, and I'm your man Mac. So we got a topic for you, Sincere. Just letting you know, your boy
My
LeBron
boy.
James'
My boy. That's my
son,
boy.
son, Bronny James, has been selected to the Los Angeles Lakers with the 55th pick. I don't know if you've heard this or not. The 55th pick in the second round. So, um, point of contention would be he's already getting a lot of hate on social media, mainstream media, subliminally. So I want to pose the question to you. Is this hate? Well, two questions. Is the hate justified? And if so, why hate?
Um, Number one, what up, everybody? Glad to be back in the Debt Network. Number one, the hate is definitely not warranted. It is. It's almost like sad to hear people actually have a problem with this. You know, because any father, any parent would do whatever they can, utilize whatever power, whatever authority they have to give their kid the best opportunity, just a shot. It's not like LeBron pulled every string, demanded he would leave, blah, blah, blah. That Bronny comes in, starts immediately. He created an opportunity that his son could get drafted into the league off of off of the hard labor that he put into his career and his work. Like that's warranted. That's what happens when you have a reputation, when you build something, when you're a entity. That's what happens. You create a lane for your kid. And to see people actually feel some way about this is disheartening. And especially when it's our people that have a problem with this. Like
Yeah.
I think that's totally ridiculous. Like everyone's entitled to their own opinions, but to not be happy and like actually like whether you're a fan or not, but just to see this actually happen, it's just hard not to be excited and be happy for LeBron and Bronny as well, in
Right.
my opinion.
So um, I'm not I wouldn't quantify myself as a LeBron James supporter, right? So, in fact, when it comes to basketball, LeBron pretty much irritates me. So, the whole comparison with him and Michael Jordan, so on and so forth, I'm not the biggest LeBron James fan. However, I do find this whole situation kind of crazy because, um, although that I do have that kind of feeling for LeBron as a basketball player, as a father, he's a top tier. Like he's someone to be respected. Not only shouting out LeBron, but also his wife Savannah. Like to me, what the
Yeah.
household they've built, how they raise their kids, especially with LeBron being one of the most looked up, popular people on the planet. They've done an amazing job, and to be
Yeah.
able to provide this opportunity for his son. That's what you're supposed to do when you get in positions. You want to make life easier on your kids to some degree, if it suits the situation. Like, obviously, if your kid is one of these people who are spoiled or expect something given to them, that's one thing. But Bronny James works extremely hard. Like,
Extremely
we've
hard.
seen since him coming up to going to Sierra Canyon, battling back from a heart attack. Like to me, that's the crazy part. So you're hating on a kid that battled back from a heart attack.
From a heart attack.
You know what I'm
From a
saying?
heart
Like
attack.
cardiac arrest. Like the fact that he had that episode, played the season, was able to still train for the draft. Like, and I'm not saying that he should have made the NBA based off of that merit. What I'm saying is he made the NBA because his dad is LeBron James, right? But there's nothing wrong with that. You
There's
know what I'm
nothing wrong
saying?
with that.
We don't bat an eye when kids are inheritance of trust funds, or kids are given jobs from CEOs, or they're given jobs at vice president positions because they're the CEO's nephew or son or whatever
Yeah.
else, or daughter or what else. We don't bat an eye in that particular instance. I feel like we shouldn't bat an eye in this instance. In fact, it should be celebrated.
Yeah, I totally agree 100%. That was a really good point to bring up Savannah because, of course, she played a part in this as well. And we've never heard anything about Bronny James. We've never heard those rich entitled kids that just do stupid shit. Regular kids do stupid shit, but he seems like a really good kid. He seems like he works extremely hard to get where he's at. And I feel like if I'm a dad and I could just get my kid to the doorway, through the doorway, whatever he does in that room, that's on him. You're here. I did what I'm supposed to do. We're going to continue to work. Now, how bad you want it, how much you make the adjustments, how hard you work, that's all on you. You know what I'm saying? That's all on you. But another thing that popped into my mind is when we were sitting there talking about it, Giannis got his brother sitting at the end of the bench. and yeah, they're NBA players way better than mine, of course. But I'm just saying, you've seen the bloopers on this guy. That you know, like at the end of the bench, taking up a good roster spot, a good bench chair,
Mm-hmm.
not contributing anything, at least as far as I can see. No one said anything about that. I feel like to make history and to do it in LA with the Lakers, that's what that organization is all about.
Well, let me hop in real quick. So I have to give you a little bit of pushback. They do, because you just said it yourself. They make blooper reels with Giannis. So TA, what they call them. So they make blooper reels with Giannis. So they give Giannis a hard time. But at the same time, it's the same situation. If I had brothers who were capable of
Yeah,
playing the league, why wouldn't I get them a
yeah.
roster spot?
I
Like I don't understand that.
agree.
You know what I'm saying?
I'm just saying like he the hate, not hate, but the clown, everyone that's clowning him and this and that.
Yeah.
Yeah. Do I think I think Bronny coming in, he won't be that. I'm not saying he's going to be better, but I feel like he has a chance to say, okay, that guy, I'm not going to be that. When I'm in, I'm going to work hard, rebound, keep my head down, and make it back to the bench without doing some goofy shit. I don't think Bron's going to be that. Um, so I think it's totally different, but I just feel like it's a celebrated, it should be celebrated that this is an accomplishment. One, that Bron's playing this long, this high of a level, whether you, and that should be another discussion that we have a later day. I feel he's my favorite player. He's the greatest player to me, and that's just my opinion. But to play this long, this high of a level, and now you get an opportunity to groom your son first year into the league, show him the ropes, like that's that's amazing, man. That's such an amazing feat. You know,
Right.
I don't see how you could think otherwise, whether you hate the man or not. As a human, that's just a joyous time, in my
Yeah.
opinion.
I agree with you. I think it's a good accomplishment. It was a great accomplishment, actually, to be able to play with your son in the NBA. Like
The
that's,
NBA,
it's
exactly,
one thing. It's one thing to
exactly.
play, in baseball and hockey because you start so young at baseball and hockey. But to play in the NBA, I remember when Bronny was born. You know what I'm
Mhm.
saying? And then to have him, get drafted to join his dad actually on the Lakers, it seems like the story will end. And now I don't want to focus too much on the hate part. Let's get to the nitty gritty. Let's get to the interesting part. How do you think he was going to perform?
I think, in my honest opinion, I think he's going to come in, be a hard worker, one of those players that just, who can I think of that's a comparison that just came in, didn't have a, like, I think of Ahmad Shepard in a sense. Like Ahmad came in, he had a little swag to him, but he didn't have a sort of like a name for himself. But the boy, you could just see night in, night out, both ends of the floor. He just played hard, and his defense opened the door for him to become a really good, solid role player. And I feel like Bronny has that work ethic. He's a little small, but I feel like he has the work ethic, the athletic ability, and the discipline to become a good, solid bench player, defensive player, and hit some open shots. I really think he could be another person that comes to mind I think he should become good friends with, because I really like this player, Max Christie. I think he could. Max Christie comes in to just play solid basketball. Young, he make his mistakes. You don't see him with his head down. He goes to work and he plays hard. I really like Max Christie, and I think he could come in and be a similar player like a Max Christie in that situation.
Yeah, the player that I compared him to, and this, I don't want to do the ceiling floor type thing because I don't want to put a cap on everybody. But the player that I compare him to, or I see him, if based off his body type, his play style, I think it'll be beneficial for him to play this particular type of way. Is Patrick Beverly. So
Yeah,
Patrick Beverly's like 6'1". He's a point guard. Really, he's just a defensive guard.
I can't
He's
stand that nigga.
yeah, he's
I
a he's a
can't
he's a
stand.
he's a point guard. That's crazy. He's from Chicago,
I
but
know, but I just I can't stand. I'm just saying,
that's
playing
Bronny.
against him, I couldn't stand playing against watching my team play against Patrick Beverly. He get on
Right.
my nerves.
So Patrick Beverly, Avery Bradley, like smaller guards, because Avery Bradley's about 6'3", 6'4". I think
He
Bronny's
was the
like around
truth.
6'1", six
Brad,
two.
yeah, Bradley was nice.
So I think that mold, he's super athletic. You know what I'm saying? He has some scoring prowess, but I think his bread and butter is going to be defense. I think,
Yeah,
you bring him in to pester a Steph Curry or a Damian Lillard or a Brunson in New York. You bring him in to pester those guys. Like, you need pieces like that on playoff teams and
yeah.
hopefully championship teams. But that's why I think his best role would be. I think if he puts himself in that position, I think he'll experience a lot of success, and he can get a 10-year career if he's
Out
dedicated
of
to it.
yeah, I think he will, and I think that on that end, playing that way will open his offense up. Will let his offensive game come to him, his shooting and stuff like that. It'll help him out a whole lot more when it's has high intensity on the defensive end, coming down playing offense. I just wonder how, as a parent, I just wonder how, because the Lakers are a playoff expectations of the Lakers is a playoff championship team. They haven't been playing that way. Well, last year they didn't. So to come in, you're expected to make the playoffs with LeBron James and Anthony Davis. My thought process is being on that floor, being on that floor in a high level situation, the game on the line, and you look over and you see your son, and you're just like, how do you separate the two if you're LeBron as an NBA professional basketball player playing to win a important game in a critical, even though I wouldn't see Bronny in the critical moment. I'm not, like you said, I'm not putting the ceiling on him. It could be very possible, but I'm just saying, as dad, you look over there, you got your son, you want him to do so well. Does that sort of like interfere in the process because it's never happened before? You know what I'm saying? How do you separate that in that kind of a moment if you're LeBron?
It's crazy because it's like, I think I mean, well, obviously the answer is we about to find out. But
Yeah,
not just that, since I'm the resident LeBron James non-fan, when Bronny makes an error in his press conference time, are you going to
yep,
address that? Like,
yep,
because these reporters are going to be itching to ask you those type of questions. Hey,
yeah,
Bronny had 4 turnovers, 1 assist, and 2 points on
yeah,
30% shooting. Are y'all going to talk about this on the ride home? Like,
yeah.
those are going to be the type of
Those are,
questions.
yeah. And even to piggyback back off of that, what happens when the coaching comes into play? What happens when JJ's red getting in his ass about something, and you like, you got his dad over. You see what I'm saying? Like those kind of
We already talked about
situations.
the coach. LeBron is the coach. Like,
Yeah,
we're not even gonna like.
I get that, but I remember Phil Handy got in LeBron one time.
Yeah.
Like you have them coaches that coach you hard. We all know that. So I'm just saying, like in a certain type of situation, what kind of dynamic does that create if I can't coach this kid
Well,
hard without, damn, his dad's right. I don't know. It's just it's always two sides of it. And
right.
it's a joyous moment, but now that we start talking about these different scenarios, it's like, damn, did we just create
The
a
base of
problem?
it,
You know?
the base of it is a positive situation, but there is work to be done. I think the
Yeah,
answer to this question, and we can close right here. The answer to that question will be JJ already has a relationship with Bronny. Like, LeBron and JJ are business partners. Like, they do the podcast together. I'm pretty sure they do a couple other projects together. So Bronny already has a relationship with JJ. So I feel like it's going to be, and kind of like what I said, like LeBron is the coach. The Lakers are coached by JJ and LeBron.
and
Like, it's
LeBron,
going to
yeah,
be a co-op, kind of like a co-op thing. So when they're trying to coach up Bronny, I feel like they're going to be tag teaming it in unison. So it's kind of like, I think that's going to be the approach. And I actually think that's going to be a decent approach for him to know that he's supported in that manner. And I don't think it's just going to be, excuse me, that type of attention is just going to be paid to Bronny. I think the entire team is going to have the opportunity to be coached up by both LeBron and JJ. So that's going to be the interesting thing. But like I said before, the 2024-2025 season is going to be extremely interesting via that point. So we look forward to watching it with y'all. So
yeah, I am too. I can't wait.
all right.
I can't wait.
So that's it for this topic. We'll catch y'all on the next segment.
Peace out. Be safe, peoples.